Who Chris Perkins works for now?
He's a freelancer, right?
He's a freelancer now?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone.
Last night was AOL and Health.
Okay. Didn't know that. All right. Watched the tape last night. We had some good things. We had some bad things from the game. The guys played with a lot of emotion, a lot of enthusiasm. They had fun. This is a team that's creating their own identity. You can't compare this team to years past, and a lot of people want to compare them to years past, but every team each year have their own identity. Even when I was a player, each year was a different team, different identity, and different things that we believed in, what we talked about. And becoming a coach, as an assistant coach, each team is different, and this team is different. So they played a lot of emotion, a lot of enthusiasm, which was really great. Got one penalty off of it last night. And like we always say, you can celebrate with your teammates, but just don't make it like you're orchestrated, and you can't be separate. And that's how we got the flag. So, but I thought for overall, it was a good game. Big win for us at the University of Miami, for the players, myself, and his team. Just of course, we're saying going 0 for 3 against North Carolina for the last 3 times we played them. We got some things we need to correct. We had some big runs last night on offensively that we had some holding calls. That like I said last week, the word of consistency. That's what I mean by being consistent. Those big runs are big, huge gains, and then we come back. We have to mark it back and put us in bad situations. Also on defensively, we gave up some long runs yesterday, and we fixed the problem. And then guys will play, and I think that's what I mean by consistency on defense. That we can't we fix one thing and we're doing well, then they go to another play, then we'll fix that. Just the consistency of it, because it wasn't things that we haven't seen in practice. It just guys got executed and believe and trust, that they're going to get those plays in the game. Very excited about the way the receivers responded. And when I call receivers, I'm talking about the running backs, the tight ends, and receivers and all. It wasn't a Hankerson show. You're seeing Travis Benjamin went up in traffic. I was really, really proud. Coach Hill's been working on him for about the last 3 to 4 weeks, in which you guys know I've been on Travis pretty hard about, going up in traffic and coming down with some balls, and he did last night. Are we going to stop working with Travis on that? No. We're going to keep working on him and keep doing it, because, as a coach, you can say, well, he has it, but he really don't have it. That was one game. You need to put together a couple of games. Develop him up. Corey throwing to the backs and tight end. Asante Cleveland showed up again, which I think was tremendous on 2 big catches. Outcut that he did a great job on. He did the crossing route, was a 25-yard gain, which also was huge. So I think, those guys are really getting involved in it and doing some good things. LeRon Bird had some plays last night also. Defensively, we got some sacks, we got some turnovers, and we got a lot of tackles for loss. And, our team really responds to what we're doing on defense right now, creating that atmosphere on defense of chasing the football, sudden change situation, only giving up 3. That's 2 weeks back to back that you played Duke, and then come up this week, you only give up 3 points in the short field, which I saw a tremendous effort from defense of handling a sudden change situation. And it's like anything, you just have to keep working and getting better. So overall, I thought it was great. It was good to see that Antrell and Eric Winston came by. Eric came by Thursday, Antrell came by Tuesday afternoon, which was really good. And you see those guys and you joke around with them in practice. When Eric had a talk while we was going through walkthrough. It was Friday, not Thursday. Eric came around Friday. We just joke around in practice, and fortunate enough, we were just talking about his when he was here, and he's enjoyed watching us playing on TV. Also talked about how he got 3 offensive line at Houston. That's from the University of Miami, which was big for him. But Chris Myers and Richard and himself, playing. And I asked him, was the other guys coming out? I said, no, them guys are injured. How it is in the NFL, you're injured, you got to stay in home. So, but happy to see those guys come down and have a good time also.
Do you think talk about how emotional?
You first, and I'm going back to
how emotional players were and us, but you seemed as animated as you've been.
Last 2 weeks I have been really animated. I've seen the team starting to understand and change, and I think that was one thing that I don't know what happened in the team meeting, but I think Antrell might have said to the point to him that, hey, coach want to have fun. He's always been a coach that have fun with his players, and you guys got the things he's demanded on you is nothing simple that he demanded us as a defense. when he was a defensive coordinator. And last 2 weeks, I've really been in that kind of mood of seeing the change in our team ever since that Florida State game. And, in practice and the tempo and things like that, and I've been having fun in practice with him the last 2 weeks. So it carried over to the game. I think the more that you see the development, the more that you can be the way you want to be.
Did you invite Eric and Antrell, or did they come on their own?
No, they come on their own. Most guys when they have off season, most guys pop up. It was somebody in the early in the season that came down also had open weeks. So most of the time they tell you about the University of Miami, ex-players who's been gone for 5, 6, 7 years come back and come in to see the guys practice or hang around a little bit, speak to the team. You know, it always it's good that way. Night before the game, Darren, every night we have somebody guest speaker. You know, Darren Smith spoke this week. Jim Burt, we played Cleveland. Not Cleveland, we played Clemson. Jim Burt spoke the night before the game. So, guys is giving, not about the University of Miami, just something that happened in their life to get them going in the right path and where they at. Joe.
Is there ever a time when you're willing to accept a penalty like the one that was called? I'm not saying last night at that time, but is there ever a time, I know that I think Rick had it one time, he did it on purpose, but is there a time that you would accept it?
A celebration penalty?
Yeah.
End of the game. It don't cost you. Game is over with. But no, those things, you want them to have fun. And those guys were having a lot of fun last night. The officials was great. They just said, as long as you don't face the other team and taunt them, celebrating with your teammates is great. But don't turn and face the team and taunt them. And as it kind of, they got us on, which was the rule. So Brandon understood that when he came off the field, he was just, going through his little deals, and Sean was trying to grab him to get him to stop doing it, which was a positive. Sean trying to catch him before he gets in his little deal. So, but it was good, and I think you'll see this team play with a lot more excitement. They understand. Don't celebrate with your group, celebrate with your team, but don't face the other opponent.
Randy, 76-yard run. It looked like the defensive end, Vernon maybe, took an inside line.
He got blocked.
What's supposed to happen at that point?
What happened is out leverages, like like right here. You block down on Susan. That was the defensive end. Okay. You come back and you block me. I'm the linebacker. You pull around to Ryan Hill, which was a corner. So what did they sealed everybody and kicked out Ryan Hill, and the two guys inside did not get across to turn it back into support. So that's how they got a long run. Now later on in the game, they ran the same play. It was a tackle for a 3-yard loss. So that's what I mean by the consistency in it. It just you work on those
Ryan
things.
Hill took out one of the interference guys.
Yeah, but he's supposed to keep contained. It bounced outside. That's where your support was at, was inside out. Now, later on in the game, they ran the same play. It was a 3-yard loss. Brandon Harris came up, kept his outside arm free, and you seen Colin come over the top. Sean Spence come over the top. You've seen a lot of guys come over the top, and then that's what you got the creativity from.
Randy, you talked about being more animated the last few weeks. Is that something where you look at the first half of the season and go, I need to do something a little bit different to get to these guys, or I see these guys maturing, so they need
the
something
maturing
else?
part came up. Yeah. You seen them make the change, and I think that's the one thing there's a lot of times that, how can I say it? In football, if I'm worried about how many catches, how many sacks I'm gonna get, then my mind gonna be on other things else. Or if I'm worried about how's my grades in class, or if I'm worrying about am I sore, things that get you away from the game, then that was the process of making those guys work on those things the whole time. And now they've changed. You can see the change of the way we practice, the change of how we handle ourselves. You can change how guys are challenging each other. They challenged it last night, Hankerson and Telemac. And everybody thought they was arguing and getting into it. No, they was challenging each other. Hey, let's step up. We're gonna set this example now. You guys come from the second example. And I think anytime you get guys to challenge each other like that on the football field, it's not a me against you. It's a I'm finna do this right now. Now you match it. And I think that's the intensity that I've seen in practice, and that's what you're seeing last night.
How satisfying is it as a coach to know that these guys have kind of come to this organically on their own without you having to say, hey, you guys have to do this?
Remember when somebody asked me the question, why don't you get them together and choose?
Yeah.
You can't do that. They'll figure it out, and they'll pick and decide. And when those leaders step up because they want to lead, I can't say, okay, you're the team leader, you're the team leader. Those guys will step up and do it on their own, and those guys have done it.
After the game, did you have a conversation with Butch?
No, I just told him good luck the rest of the season. Stay healthy and good luck, and that was it.
You kind of touched on this a minute ago on that one big run, but I'd have to go back and look. It seemed like most of their big plays at North Carolina hit on your team.